Alrighty. But yeah, let's get to it. So what I want to do is I want to demo our new software as a service product called Dirstrike. Um, and the problem that we're trying to solve is bug bounty hunters, penetration testers, mainly bug bounty hunters, struggle to they may struggle to avoid rate limiting or IP bans when they're directory brute forcing their targets. Now, they will either have like a VPS that they run their tools on. That doesn't necessarily solve the problem of being IP banned or rate limited because, well, the VPS has one IP address. Once that IP gets like temporarily banned, well, then they have to wait a certain period of time before they can start directory brute forcing that target again. And some targets are really strict and have really strict rate limiting where you can only send maybe a maximum of like 5 requests before you get like banned. So VPS isn't necessarily a good solution, but it is like one way to evade some restrictions. Like maybe you've got a server that you're directed brute forcing that has like country restrictions where you can only access the website from America. So you could buy a VPS that's in the American region, and you could like run the directory brute force scans from there. And running directory brute force scans locally is not really an optimal solution. Or you could just buy a bunch of proxies and use those to evade rate limits and IP bans and all that sort of stuff. But the problem with like buying a bunch of dedicated proxies is it can be very expensive. You have to pay for the bandwidth. So there's a lot of problems that can occur when you're directed brute forcing targets, especially if they're really strict with how many requests you can send per second. So there's a lot of problems, and we've come up with a solution not only just for directed brute forcing, but crafting unique payloads and generating word lists, and even like manipulating pre-existing word lists, and we can also perform directory brute forces with you. So I'll go over all the features and what we've got implemented and what we're going to integrate down the track, and I'll also talk about some of the problems that we're going to solve. So I'm logged in here. You can have a scroll through the landing page here. It goes over all the features and the pricing, but I'm just going to jump straight to the dashboard here. And we've got these 4 tabs here. So we've got the constructor path, the generate word list manipulator. This is powerful. And then we've got our brute forcer. So the constructor path, this was a unique feature that I kind of wanted to implement for myself personally, because I wanted to be able to construct unique dispatcher bypasses for my Adobe Experience Manager targets. So if you're like into path minimization or breaking dispatcher filters, this feature would be perfect for you. So let's go over what we can do with this. It's really powerful. So what we've got is these segments. These segments are just these little circles, and each segment has a different type. So you've got a path segment where you can select from a list of paths and Adobe Experience Manager paths. And you've got another segment which is control characters, so like your traversals, like dot or triple dot and so on. You've got your separator segments with like all these characters here, like colon, /, period, all those sort of things. And then you've got your extension segments, selector segments, and your and how many times you want to repeat the segments, which I'll go over that later. And if you don't have anything listed there, like just say there's something there that you really want but it's not there, you can enter a custom path. So what I'm going to do just for an example is I'm going to craft a simple traversal, and what this will do is it will break some dispatcher filters and access an internal kind of development environment called, I think it's Content Repository or CRXD Lite. It's just where the developers hang out and they create all the nodes, manage the content and that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of other functionality in there, but we want to try and access that. So What we can do is we'll select just the content dam path. And what we can do is we can click on add here, and this adds another segment. What I want to do is I want to add the select separator, and it'll be the /. Now I'm wanting to traverse back twice because we've got two directories. We need to traverse back twice to reach the internal web root. So we're going to add double dots, and then we're going to add another segment, and we'll put another /. Now, we don't want to have to do that over and over again, but what we can do is we can duplicate these segments. So we can press Control and select this one here, and then we can click this duplicate button here, which is going to go ahead and duplicate it for us. I want to add another segment, and I want to now type in that path that we want to try and access. And then we can preview the constructed path, and we can copy it, and then we can use it on the target and see if it actually works. We've got like merging capabilities and stuff like that, but I don't want to go too much into detail with this feature because I want to go over some of the other ones as well. But yeah, pretty powerful. The generate word list, this one here, we have like a drag and drop system where you can drag one of these segments into this drag and drop area here, and it's going to go ahead and generate a massive word list for you. The word list uses combinatoric I don't even know how to say it. It uses like permutational algorithms to basically come up with every possibility or every potential. It goes through all the possibilities. So if we've got like a // it's going to try and do /./././. It's going to go through all the permutations of that particular word, if you know what I mean. So, in other words, it's going to generate a massive word list, potentially megabytes in size, which we can then use with the brute forcer. But we'll demo that to show you in a minute. So, what we're going to do is we're going to generate just a basic path segment. And then we'll do some, let's do the control, whoops. And then we'll do just an extension, just for demonstration purposes. Now, you get a certain number of drag and drops or usage of each segment, because if you make them like, so you can drag as many as you want in, it's just going to take forever to generate the word list, and it could end up being gigabytes long, or gigabytes in size. So I want to max out the word list size, and I'm going to enable common bypasses. Let's generate this. Let's open it up, and as you can see here, we've got this pretty decently sized word list here with going over all the combinations, and it also has some of the common bypasses here as well. So yet again, another powerful feature which can be incorporated into your bug bounties. Next one is the word list manipulator. I actually love this one. This is really powerful. This is actually probably my personal favorite, because it not only allows you to generate unique word lists, but you can manipulate word lists, and you've got different transformations, which is really powerful. So let's go over a quick demo. Now, for the demo, I just want to use a pre-built, like a built-in word list that we provide. So I'm going to use, for the first word list group, common words, and the concatenate method, we'll do prefix and we'll just do a /. And then the good thing about this, the beautiful thing about this, is you can just add as many like groups as possible. And you can also upload your own word list if you want to. So next one, I'm going to use common names, and I'll separate it with a / as well. And you've got different combined methods. The most common one you'll probably use is the Cartesian product, and we'll just do a /. So you can also add in some transformation. So just say we want everything to be uppercase, we can do that. And we can also use a regex pattern, or just a normal string that we can replace with. We can choose the string we want to replace, and the string we want to replace that with. So I'll show you that in a minute. So let's manipulate this word list here. And as you can see here, that we've got all of our word lists all of our different word lists are in uppercase, so the transformations worked. Now you can see here that we've got 2 slashes. Now, one of these slashes is part of the combine word list or the combine method. So let's distinguish this with one of these. So let's go underscore and let's generate it again. And you'll notice that, like I said, the Cartesian product is going to join both of those word list groups together with a single character. In our case, it's a /. And this word list group, the last one, the prefix is an underscore, meaning that it's going to append a underscore to the start of each word in that word list. We can do the end if we do suffix, and we just do an underscore, so that this underscore will be at the very end. Beautiful. And we can download the word list, and we can use that in our directory of brute forcing. Now, with the regex, the custom regex filter, we can either put in a regular expression pattern here, or we can just go, okay, let's combine everything that has B with API. And if we start manipulating it, you can see that it replaced all the B's with API. Very powerful, very powerful. All right, let's move on to the last feature, yet the best feature. It's awesome, I love this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to brute force Google. But before we brute force directly brute force Google, we want to explain to you how this brute force feature works. So our brute forcer is just like FF. So you've got the fuzz keyword that you can put anywhere, and that's where the word list will be injected into. So it just works exactly like FF, which we thought would be a good addition to our tool, because I like the fact that with FF you can provide an injection point for your word list, and that's what I really wanted to implement. So not only can you do directory brute forcing, but you can put the fuzz keyword in like as the domain, so you can do like subdomain enumeration. That's really powerful. You can also upload a custom word list, but we will use a predefined word list. And we get these word lists just from open source repositories, so seclists and wordlists.assetnote.io. I'm going to use just the common paths, and I'm going to use the normal brute force method, but we do have the breadth first, and as it says here, it explores as far as possible along each level along the path before moving to the next. So pretty much it's a recursive brute forcing method where it's going to go and queue up the initial URL. It's going to go through all of the word lists. It's going to iterate over all the words in the word list and test that against the path. And if it exists, if the directory exists, it's going to push that to the queue, so that will be tested again. So it's going to pretty much directory brute force all levels along the path recursively. So you not only can find directories at the first level, but you can also find other directories at different levels, which is really powerful. Takes a bit longer to complete, but it's powerful. We've got 2 different provisioner types. We've got managed, meaning that we will do the scanning for you, but you have to pay us to do that. And that will be covered in the subscription. Or you've got your own, you can use your Hetzner account to do the scans. So like you'll be able to provide your Hetzner API token, and the scans will basically run from your account. Okay, I just had a bit of a problem. So okay, that's not in that yet. I did implement a bit of UI that allowed you to enable regional scanning. So I'll go over that in a minute. At the end of the video, I will talk a bit about the things that we are going to implement and the things that we may need supporting. So we're just going to, for now, just do a managed scan. I do need to reload this page because there is a bug where if you select another provisioner, it has some like input validation issues. So we're going to do the normal. Oh, there it is there. So we're going to implement that later on, but I'll talk about that another time. Okay, just like in FF, you can choose your matching and what you want to exclude. So in the advanced options, we can include status codes, which I just want to do a 200 here. And you can exclude status codes. And you can implement, you can add in custom headers. So if you're director of brute forcing an API and There's some API routes that need a custom like token, like maybe they need a beer token to be able to access it. Well, you can provide that as well, which then can also expand attack surface, so you can do like authenticated directory brute forcing. The header can be anything you want. You can click on it and it will set a header in there, and you can add as many as you want, which is awesome. And I think FFuff only allows you to add one, but I might be mistaken. You can also exclude response sizes. So for instance, you might want to exclude a response size of 0 because it's basically an empty response. So that's an option you can use. Everything else I'm going to keep the same. You've got you can do some pattern matching in the response. So you might want to perform a directory brute force, but only collect results that have 2021 in the footer or something like that. Things like that. Or in the title, you might want to match certain things in the title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the scan. Now, the scans only run inside Docker containers. There is an error, and I know the reason for this. Let me just have a look real quick. No, it's not that. I might have to just delete the scan because I did get logged out of MongoDB, so it might have not deleted that previous scan yesterday. Yep, that I did yesterday. It did log me out. So I'm just going to quickly log into my MongoDB account, and I'm going to delete that scan. I need a better message here because at the moment, it only shows like an error when a scan already exists. So I need to have a different warning there because that might scare the user like, oh, it's not scanning, I paid this money, it's not working. But sometimes it's an error like that if there's a scan already exists, if that same scan already exists. Alright, I'm going to delete the object out of Cloudflare R2. Boom. Alright, now it should work. So let's start that scan again. Boom. Okay, so it's started, and the good thing is we can actually observe the logs of the container. So this is actually fetching the logs from an external API, and the logs from the container, and we can see the progress. We can see the program run in real time, instead of having to just wait and wait for it to finish. So this is really powerful here. It takes around about 7 to 10 minutes to complete. So grab yourself a coffee, watch a bit of TV or something, and come back in 10 minutes and I'll show you the results. It's all finished. Didn't take that long, and we can see that 75 directories have been discovered. So what we can do is we can click on View, and it's going to show us all of the results. Now we use AG grids to display the results of the scan. AG grids is a really performant grid. And it has like a bunch of features, so it's highly performant, and we can do a ton of different stuff. So what we can do is we can move some of these columns. So just say we want like the status codes first, and you want that second, you want that column to move to there. We can do that. We can move some of these columns around. We can also use filters to search through all the results. So we can go, all right, let's have a look for word counts that contain 28. So it's going to go through all the data, and it's got to look for 28 in the word counts, and it will display only those. We can also hide some of these columns. Just say we want to hide the response size. We can just drag that outside, and it's going to hide that. And we can just open up the result in a separate tab as well, just by clicking View. And we can sort the columns, and it's also paginated, so we can go to the next page. We can also select how many we want to display per page as well. Very powerful stuff. And we can download a report, which is just a basic HTML report. We're still improving this, it's very basic, but we do want to make this a lot better and have a search field and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Now, yeah, and we've also got the account settings. I need to go over that as well, because we've also integrated an API. Well, we've got an API, and we've allowed people that use this to use the API in their own automation or their own workflows. So in your account, you can go to the API keys tab and you can use your API token inside your tooling. So just say you've got like a Python program and you need to use our API to maybe generate a word list or execute scans. You can go ahead and do that. So we've made it completely like accessible for researchers to create their own workflows as well. And we even give you some like code examples as well, which is really cool. We haven't implemented the Discord webhooks though yet, but we will be. So you'll be able to get Discord notifications when your scan's finished, or when a directory's been discovered and that sort of thing. Awesome. So what I wanted to quickly go over is so like I said, the problems with some bug bounty hunters is they run directory brute force scans and they get rate limited or they get IP banned, and that's like the most requested feature that I've gotten is a way that you can like distribute the directory brute force onto multiple machines so you can evade these IP bans and country restricted servers, all those sort of things. And that's going to be our main focus, is to create a really powerful directory brute forcer that's highly scalable and allows bug bounty hunters to just smash out directory brute force scans on targets that have really strict rate limiting. And the way we're going to do that is use Hetzner, and we're going to use their API. So we're going to integrate the API into our own tools, into the website. So when you run a scan, it's going to basically break that, just say 4,000 line word list into chunks, and each chunk will be provisioned and ran on a separate server. And then when each machine has finished scanning, it's going to upload the results to a bucket, which then the user can download or view in the scans tab here. Alrighty, if you have any questions or anything that you want changed, or any features that you want implemented, just give me a message on Discord or reach out to me on Twitter. And yeah, we're hoping that when this gets released, that it does really well, and that our whole community will enjoy the tool. And if you get some bounties, that's a plus. That's what we want. We want success for you guys. We want you to find bugs, earn bounties, and yeah, that's all we want, is the best for you guys. And we're designing these really cool products to help you guys. And I tell you what, you're already supporting us a ton by purchasing some of our other products, and we can't thank you enough. It's been a lovely journey having you guys support us along the way. So yep, all good. I'm gonna cut it there, and yep, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you all very soon. Catch you later. Bye bye.